So here is the big question that I have been getting asked repeatedly. And that question is, Path of Exile or Diablo 4? Which one is better? There must be one must be better. We must choose one game and hate the other game. I played Diablo 4 for about 2+ months since its launch. I have only played Path of Exile for 5 days. So mind you, my opinions are based off of the experience I've had thus far with both games. There is this culture on Twitch and on Steam reviews of, in my opinion, being a little bit too harsh. Now, y'all might disagree with me, but I feel like, I don't know. I understand why people are so harsh on a video game. Why? Because they've waited years for this game, they've paid a lot of money for this game, and they've had expectations set for this game, right? So when those expectations aren't met and they've paid all this money and they put time into something, they get upset. But on the other hand, I'm quite a laid back person. I don't expect any game to come out and be perfect. So when a game does come out and is perfect, it blows my mind. And I always try to manage my expectations with game launches. There's been a lot of rough launches in the past few years. And I feel like this year has had a lot of crazy smooth launches. Baldur's Gate 3, mind-blowing. Hogwarts, flawless. Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, flawless. So many flawless launches. Diablo launched, and in my opinion, it was a great launch. I was deeply addicted. The game was blowing me away. The cinematics, people don't care about cinematics often in ARPGs, and a lot of people don't care, but I thought they were insane. I got actual goosebumps when I was watching them. The pacing in Diablo, you're progressing quite quickly. I personally love to do all the side quests. I know that a lot of people hate them and they find them tedious. The only thing I found quite tedious with the Altars of Lilith, I did not care to do that. That was kind of like a chore. But Strongholds, I loved. Once you get past Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3, things start to slow down quite a bit. There is no endgame in Diablo except for smashing your head against the wall trying to fight Uber Lilith, aka Echo of Lilith. I love running nightmare dungeons endlessly with my clan. Yeah, my clan. What is it, a clan? The guild? Oh, I don't know. With my clan, crew, guild, team, whatever. I love it. I could do that endlessly. But there is no end game, and your progression does slow down, and you're not rewarded for the rewards lack for your work in the game, right? But overall, I'm obsessed with Diablo. I could play it endlessly. No, I couldn't play it endlessly because I didn't play. Season 1 of Diablo comes around. We voiced our concerns and our preferences for things to be worked on. Gem tabs, more tabs. We don't have enough inventory space. We need end game content. There's a lot of things. Leveling speeds constantly had issues. Unique drops, uber rare unique drops, drop rate issues. We have issues. I wanted more focus on the clan UI. I wanted loadouts. We wanted loadouts. Diablo wanted us to, with some of the patches that Diablo did, they wanted us to try out new builds, but they didn't give us the tools to try out new builds easily, i.e. loadouts and respecting and all that. But Diablo has just launched, and you might say, yes, it should have launched with endgame content, which I agree, it should have. There's no endgame, and there's things it needs to work on. But I think I had a great launch. Now here is my Here's the thing that I say to people who watch my streams on Twitch. And if you don't watch my streams on Twitch, you should come join me. Twitch.tv/Rachel K, self-plug. So if for everybody who comes to watch my streams on Twitch, I try to make it clear that I personally think that if you're watching Twitch streams, if you're on Reddit forums for gaming, if you are watching gaming tutorials on YouTube and build guides and min-maxing, you're not the majority. So all of us that are, I call myself like a hardcore casual gamer. All of us from hardcore casuals to hardcore gamers are not the majority of the gamers. The majority of the gamers is someone who wants to pick up the game on their PlayStation and maybe play for 30 minutes to an hour, and then maybe in a week or two, they're going to pick it up again. Now, for the majority of gamers, Diablo is perfect. They're not even, most people they have plenty of time. It's not too deep. They can pick up the game, they can play it, they can run around, do a few dungeons, and put it down and continue on with their life. That is who I think Diablo is for. It's the ARPG for the masses. Now, I do think it's still, my other comments still stand. They still need the end game and they still need to fix all the problems. But that's what I think about Diablo. It's the RPG for the everyone, everywhere masses. Now, season 1 came along and I was just not obsessed with it, as most of us from my community, I feel like we were not so into it, just adding more issues about inventory space and the heart mechanic thing. It was okay, it was fine. I wasn't really bothered to regrind the whole thing again, just for that season 1 mechanic. I'm looking forward to season 2. I hope that they make changes. Mind you, this is still a new game. Then I went off and played Baldur's Gate for a bit, and then I thought, you know what? I'm going to try out Path of Exile. Now, Path of Exile is a game that's been out for 10 years, and it's had 10 years to add content and mechanics and fix things and add all the things that you would want in an ARPG. Path of Exile is insane. I am now addicted to Path of Exile, but I'm putting my addiction on hold because Starfield comes out tomorrow. I don't know when this is going to post, but at this time, this is the day before Starfield's launching, and I'm going to play Starfield. But once I've had my fill of Starfield, I am jumping straight back into Path of Exile. I've been playing Path of Exile for 5 days, and my mind has already been clawed in by this game. It's hooked. This game, but I was also addicted to Diablo, so I also have a very addictive personality. But still, I won't play a game that I don't like. And I started playing Path of Exile. And for new people playing Path of Exile, and actually, even for everybody in my stream who's a 5,000 hours plus Andy, they're like, buckle up. It's complicated, but it's fun. That seems like the sentiment. They're like, it's deep and it's complicated, but you'll love it. So I'm on Act 6 right now. Pushing through Act 1 and 2 was a drag. But I did it anyways. I felt like it was really slow. I'm only on Act 6. Everyone says the game only starts after Act 10 when you finish it, and that's a tutorial done, and you really get to get into the maps and stuff. I don't even know what that is yet, but basically I think that's like the dungeons. So, Path of Exile, let's just keep going with PoE for now so I don't have to say it every time. PoE has the opposite pacing to Diablo. It starts off real slow, and it's so deep with mechanics and trees and in-game mini games, and there's just so much content, like 10 plus years of content, that it's a lot for a new player to grasp. So they like slowly introduce you to a little bit of a mechanic here and there throughout this 10-act tutorial, which is what I'm assuming because I'm only on Act 6. But my mind is blown with how deep this game is. And as someone who plays games all day, every day for a living, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking to dive into the depths of the abyss and give my life to a video game and just sink hours into discovering everything it has to offer. And that's what this game has. So I used this analogy on my stream the other day. But before I share that with you, when I said earlier that Diablo is the ARPG for the masses and for the everyone, Path of Exile is not for the masses and not for everyone. I can tell you now that someone who's just a casual gamer is not going to put the time in to figure out the depth of this game. You have to really want to get to learn this game and play it and have time to play it. Maybe I'm wrong. This is always my opinion, but this is just what I think. Path of Exile seems, if you're looking for an ARPG and you're a little bit more serious and you're a little bit more of a hardcore gamer or a casual hardcore gamer, and you're looking for depth, then Path of Exile, you'll love Path of Exile. So this is the analogy that I shared on my stream, and I'm going to share it with you now. And I was thinking about it and I was like, it's so true, because I stand by it. And maybe you can prove me wrong in the comments. I'd love to hear what you guys think about my opinions in the comments, on both games, on what you think, on if there even has to be a better one. But here is the analogy. Diablo is Apple, MacBook, think of it like that. Path of Exile is PC. And what I mean by that is they're both great. I have both a MacBook and a PC. I like them both for different purposes. The masses don't want a PC. They want a MacBook. They want to open it. They want it to be shallow. They want it to be pretty, and they want it to work good, and all the great things that a Mac has to offer. Some people, then there's the minority who want more. They want to customize everything, and they want to go deeper, and they want all the things. That's the PC people. That's the PoE people. The PoE is the PC, and Diablo 4 is the MacBook. And one doesn't have to be better than the other. They both have a purpose and a place, and I personally like them both. And I will not be choosing my favorite, because I enjoy playing Diablo 4 and I'm enjoying playing Path of Exile. And I love my MacBook and I love my PCs. It depends on my mood. It depends what I'm doing. It depends on my purpose. And this is where I'm gonna round off my first ever podcast. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I don't think we need to be picking favorites. If you want to, go ahead. But for the question that I get asked daily, which one is better? I don't think one is better than the other. I think it depends on what your preference that you're wanting out of an ARPG is. One obviously needs a little bit of work, but one is also 10 years older than the other one, so it's had a lot more time to work on things. So I'm hoping that we'll get the things we want in Diablo 4 throughout the next year or two. I'm looking forward to Season 2, but in the meantime, I'm going to be playing Starfield, and then I'm jumping straight back in to Path of Exile. If you would like to come hang out with me while I play all these games, make sure to join me at twitch.tv/RachelK and subscribe to wherever I post this if you want more. Let me know how I did on my first ever podcast. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Here's a forehead kiss. And here's some head pats for all the watchers. There you go. Okay, bye.